Hey man, hope all is well. Got to look at your stuff. Everything's looking pretty good. What I thought I'd do here is just kind of pull it open here and let's take a look here. So I know you were worried a little bit about what your TSB was, but it looks like it's okay. So you're a -6, which is actually ideal. Um, Generally, what I shoot for are in the main part of the season probably -8. And then, in the off season, like 0. And then kind of as we're building our base, probably -4 would have been a little bit better. But -6, I mean, that's basically negotiable. And you can see here that your training stress balance here, basically going back to October, has gone down progressively while your acute training load has gone up. So that's all good, and I know we're not necessarily paying attention too close to what this MFTP number looks like, but you can see here that if we go back, let's see if we get to the last 30 days here, so you'll notice that MFTP number, which is this one right here, uh, this week it took a big jump. It took a 6 watt, 15 watt jump. So, dude, that's awesome. And so it's seeing the intensity and everything else. And I went ahead and labeled each one of your workouts there today, so we can kind of track and see what's going on. But yeah, so the only thing I guess that made I think caused your legs to be a little bit sore were if you look, here's your week right here, and so your acute training load is going up definitely on the weekend, and so at the height you were like -9, but I think what's caused that soreness is just a couple of days being in the negatives, and again that's to be expected. Especially, it's okay to have that soreness. I mean, when you really think about it, when you have sore muscles, not injured muscles, but sore muscles are kind of a definition of uh, that you're actually. It's like when you lift weights. I mean, that's you're building muscle, and so that's what your body's doing is getting you're sore because your body is building muscle in there. So that's all good. So and again, I think you're good to do the weights again this Friday. I think did I set that up? We may want to swap Friday um, out, or maybe have you do weights on your off day tomorrow or sometime today or some. We gotta think about your weights because I don't want. I've got your schedule set up for the FTP Wednesday, but I want a super spin. Maybe you could do your weights then. That would be a good idea on Thursday. Uh, do your weights then, and that way, I'll just write that in. I'd like to have like this tempo thing here, the same tempo that we did last Wednesday. I'm sorry, last Thursday. So have you move that to Friday, and then this free choice maybe make that a little bit easier this weekend. And so and the reason why I think our goal of 358 training stress points, that's going to be a little bit too high, that goal. So if we can get in the 330s, that would probably be a little bit better. And I think doing those things will. I'm just kind of keeping an eye on this. I'm not really worried about it too much because you're right where you need to be. And so I'll get back to your schedule here in a minute. But if you look at your over the last 90 days or even 30 days, I guess a better way to do it. You were 300 for the week, so that's good. I think your goal was like 310, so perfect there. We're not looking again at 20-minute watt or 20-minute peaks, but you had a good 20-minute peak there too. So 4,500 kilojoules. So you're getting the work in for sure. And again, I think that's why we're seeing the soreness and those kind of things. But just like lifting weights, if you're not really sore, you're not, especially if you're trying to build bulk, and weights, you definitely wouldn't be doing what you need to. So that's looking good. Let's see if we look at training stress by day. This block here was where all that soreness came, and that's good. And of course, you had a pretty good week the week before too. So All of that's good. And the other thing too is you made that outdoor ride on Sunday. You got over 300 watts, and you really made that work. So that is good. It was Saturday. It might have been Saturday. Yeah, Saturday. Sorry. Um, but over the weekend. So that's really good. Um, let's go back here to this. So we can see day by day. Let's see. I'm gonna get back to Mark's week here, and so we're seeing the good, consistent training stress scores here, here again, here again. So again, G69. That's almost one training stress point per minute, so all good there. Everything's looking good. Let's see what else we got here. If I went to your time and zones here, let's see if I can find that here for you real quick. Oh, here it is. Okay, so once again, look, more endurance, good tempo, and threshold. So that's a good block there. Um, yeah, you were worried about, kind of being scolded for having a super high TSB or whatever. If I'd have seen that number like negative 15 or something, I'd have been concerned. But and it's mostly for your knee. It's mostly that we want to make sure your knee is doing good. So overall, just really good week. It's a tough sport we work in. So uh, looks like you actually got some outdoor riding here, which is awesome. It's been a couple weeks. So that's good. And I was looking at the map too, and you kind of have to do what I end up having to do on some of those rides, which are basically not doing much as far as getting out and getting long distances, but doing a lot of things in a circle. That's sort of what I have to do too. A lot of times I end up just doing small, short repeats outdoors, just so I don't get cold or too far away or anything. Just make my time that way. So here's your Monday ride. Again, this is more like what we're expecting. I called that your block of endurance. So that's all good. Good progressive heart rate as you worked into it. I think peak of about, let's see, 135. So that's exactly our goal there. And that should be keeping you fresh. Keep you fresh for this TT bike, Sub LTW3. I'm glad you're marking that too, so that I know what bike you're doing some of those things on. Those are good. These laps here are awesome. In this set here. So I have them marked here. And look at this. So you're doing 323, 324, 321, 336, all with a over 2.0 efficiency factor. And your average heart rate is basically in the, not even barely in tempo. So that's good. And then when your max is basically what you're hitting at the very end, so you're hitting 142 there at the end. So another good day here. All of this looks good. This set here, as you climb and build, and the good varied cadence looks good. Smooth heart rate, everything doing what it should be. 153 is the peak there. So I think the peak, if we go to the entire workout, your peak, let's see, what was it? Maximum heart rate 154. So really good. Nice. You're ready for the FTPs. We're ready to do it. This is that, you called it the Madison special, so I just repeated that on there. This was cool. I like this too, just as I think I'm going to get on my lunch hour, I'm going to go ahead and do that myself again. It's a hard workout, but yet it varies up enough so that way you can get some. The time goes by quick and it's kind of fun too. So again, here it looks like a maximum of about 150 heart rate there, 150 here. If I were just to take a couple sample selections here, just looking at your sample, I'll call that sample 2. And if I go back over here, sorry, I meant to do this before I recorded this. And just looking at it, I saw that I wanted to make sure I have that. Doggone it. See if that'll do it. There we go. So I'm going to call that sample 1. Oops. Okay. So sample 1, sample 2, 1.72. Look, you were even more efficient on the second lap. Awesome. the second portion there. So as your ride progressed, you were gaining efficiency, which a lot of times that's a good sign of fitness because your body's waking up and loosening up as it goes, and not losing efficiency, losing power. So that's great. Here's your recovery day on Friday. I just called it easy recovery day. You just stayed smooth and look at how right around 200. So that's your baseline there, and your heart rate was 125, and it did not vary. Neither your heart rate or your power varied. So we can tell you right away that your efficiency factor was really good. And then here's your Saturday ride, which is that FTP style, and we're going to have you repeat that again for the weekend. Um, this is awesome, and there's that lap 3, which is average 305, and your normalized power is going to be pretty close because your variability index was so low, which is great. So if we look at normalized power, wait, why is it 285? That's wrong. That can't be right. Let me see, why would it do that? I don't know. But either way, your average power is 305, and that's exactly what we want. And efficiency factor 1.8, and you had an average heart rate of 158. So let me see if I can zoom up on that. If I can zoom lap 3. It's a little easier way to take a look at it. Nice gradual build on your heart rate there, dude. Awesome. And you basically got humming by about 2 minutes into it, and you hummed right along, hum, 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 and kept it going all the way through. See, here's the other thing too. This is outdoors, so this is that section here. So this is a lot trickier to do, and this is the stuff we're training you for. So yeah, I mean we are going to see your heart rate drop down in a couple, or you're not your heart rate, but your power. You can see your cadence drop too. So more than likely somebody pulled in front of you, or just kind of that weirdness that happens when you're out on the road. Let's see if I can get elevation there. So just kind of a gradual climb there. But this is exactly what we're training you for. So using these variances on the road, and you're still getting a great average power average. Seriously, man, like honestly, if this was one of your races, if you were to hold 305 average watts, you'd be beating your competition by 3 minutes. On the podium, they'd be marching you in to go get pee in a cup because they think you're doping. so I mean, honestly, this is a good TT right here. This is your TT, and because I can see you're not losing power or anything else, we could easily extend this another 5 minutes and have you hold that. Yeah, would the last 5 minutes be uncomfortable? Yes, but could you do it? Absolutely. And it's only January, so really good. I'm really happy with this. And then again here, this ladder set on the TT bike. This is this is why you're sore. So it's all good work, and like what I said, good set here. If we look at good set here, you had an average of 280 for 5 minutes, so, and a 153, and an average of only 144. So, dude, you're right on track. As a matter of fact, I sent a message to Russ today and told him, gave him an update on how well you were doing, and just saying that you're taking it very methodically and not trying to get too far ahead of yourself too soon, and you can see that progress happening. So it's I'm sure it's exciting to kind of see the fitness level come up, and know that we'll have you peaked by the right time. So basically, we're doing everything in our power, sort of from a human standpoint, making sure that you're going to show up to race day and be as confident as you can be. So here's just an easy spin afterwards. Probably not a bad idea, to try to get some of that stuff out of your legs. Half hour. I used to call those things half hour of power, because I would do that a lot. I haven't been doing that so much anymore, but I would do a hard main set, and then I would do what I would call a half hour of power. So and that was just to get all of the lactic acid drained out of my legs and everything else. And then again, easy spin. That was Monday, yesterday. All looking good there, dude. Everything good. So really, let's look at your schedule here. Again, I think we could do weights on Thursday if you can swing that. If not, skipping a week's worth of weights won't hurt you. If you want to do anything, maybe you could do some isometric squats. Those are where basically you just stand squatting and hold that for 90 seconds, and then give yourself maybe a minute's rest, and then repeat it for 90 seconds 2 or 3 times. That's a good one. So we'll start the FTPs. You'll be ready for that. I want this to be free choice. So depending on how you feel this day, let your body be the judge. And after you get warmed up, and if you're feeling run down or whatever, just back down, because we've got the room in your training stress goal for the week. So that's all good. And then if you could, at or a little bit, just repeat your Super Sunday is what I'm calling it. So really, you've got this and you've got this. These are your two hard work days, and everything else is going to be either tempo backfill or spinning out backfill. And of course, because we are older athletes, these spin days really help us. So yeah, man, loving it. I'm pretty pumped. Gosh, that outdoors. So the other thing too to kind of note is that you have been doing those 300 watt kind of workouts on the trainer, but you had been having a harder time last year getting that out to an outdoor ride. So it's another big, this is kind of another milestone in your cycling ability, is that you're learning how to bring the to bring the good power back outdoors. So basically, from the lab to reality, so to speak. Your body's capable of it, but just teaching your mind and your legs how to react on the outdoor stuff. So couldn't be happier. So that's your week, and I'll get this sent over to you. And yep, and that's it. Love you, buddy, and I hope you have a great week. Talk to you later. Bye.